Hi, everybody. Welcome to Burton's Babes. Um, I know that at least Krista is going to try to join me, so I don't know when, but hopefully soon. So let me start off with some updates. I don't have a whole lot of updates because not very much got written this week. I've been struggling, and I think I said last week that I've been struggling, just having a hard time. I think it's like a mental block at this point, but I must break through it. So I intend to. I went and most of you know that I'm a Christian. I'm a follower of Jesus, and I kind of prayed, thought about what my problem is, and I broke it down into pieces, and I came up with Bible verses. So I have cards that I'm gonna, that I can go over and read a few times a day to get into my head what God's word says about me and what I'm doing, so that hopefully I quickly conquer my issues here. But in other news, so anyhow, very little got written, very little. Like there was no Friday post today, no race post. And I'm sure somebody has missed that. Somebody missed my announcement somewhere, I'm sure. And so I'm going to get questions. I do have a sale on at Kobo. Part of the sale, I guess I should say. 3 of my books, Darcy's Surprise Betrothal, and To Save Elizabeth, and Darcy Overhears, have been accepted for Sweet Romance mini sale. So if you go to Kobo, and I forgot to pull up the link, but it's in one of my posts. But my books, those 3 books, are $2.99 until 11:59 p.m. Eastern time, I think, on Monday. So they went on sale yesterday. I got the link. They went on sale the 6th, which was 2 days ago, so Wednesday. But I didn't get the link until yesterday because, I don't know, Kobo was just a little behind. So on Wednesday, I'd posted a link on my page with a graphic, and 3 links is what it was for each individual book. And then Thursday, they sent me the link for the mini sale. So I sent that out too, in different places. But anyway, that's more than half off for those books. Those are $6.99 books, and they're on sale for $2.99. And there's a whole bunch of other ones. I don't know. I didn't look at all of them. The ones immediately when I got the link, I was on top. Now, when Leanie went to the link, I was not on top. So I don't know. But the ones that were directly under me when I looked were contemporary. But I'm pretty sure there's probably other historical. Well, I think there's an Erica Ridley book in there. Anyway, that's through Monday, if you're a Kobo reader. My Austin Authors post was this past Monday, and I haven't checked the comments in a couple of days. I should probably go do that tonight. But there's only a few comments, so it was about newspapers and comparing newspapers then and newspapers now. And I am gonna next news. I'm gonna put 2 of my books that I wrote last year, Darcy Overhears and To Save Elizabeth. I'm putting in a bundle or a collection, and I don't know what price it's going to be. And I'm considering putting it in Kindle Unlimited for 3 months, because you have to, when you put a book in Kindle Unlimited, it has to be in there for 3 months. So I'm considering, like, I've got the ebook basically made. I have to check. I'm going to have to change the links in the back because it went to landing pages to my book or my website, and it's not resulting in sales. There's no clicks going out, or very few clicks going out. So I'm going to go and use Books to Read links again. And each book will have its own Books to Read landing page that, I don't know. But I'll use that instead because I know that those links work. People will buy. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong with my landing pages unless I need to put the buy links up higher. Anyway, I'm going to make this bundle. I'm going to call it a collection, a Pride and Prejudice Variation 2-book collection. And it's going to be titled Mr. Darcy, My Hero, because the theme of the bundle is that when Mr. Darcy saves the day, you know, saves Elizabeth. So to save Elizabeth, he saves her from, you know, being killed. And in Darcy Overhears, he saves her from having to marry Collins or something. I don't remember. It's been so long. I don't remember. Yeah, my brain just, this time of the year, my brain's like, I can tell that the trees, like when I went down and took the dog to the vet today, and there was no buckets attached to the maple trees. But I'm telling you, and that shocked me because I figured for sure they'd be, because my sinuses, my allergies are going bananas, but apparently not. So next week, I bet you they'll be up next week. And I forgot where I was totally going with this, but anyway, I've already got the ebook started, and I probably make a print copy of it. I don't know. I might not, of this bundle of books. And the reason I would put it in KU is only for 3 months, is that I'm not fond of KU, but a lot of times people will read who won't buy. And so I'm kind of hoping to snag some readers who either have never tried me because I'm not in KU, or who would just jump on the opportunity to, you know, read 2 books for free, because they're not free. You have to pay for the subscription. So that makes them not free. But anyway, I mean, even if you read 1 book a month, you've paid $10 for that book. If you read 2 books a month, you've paid $5 each. If you read 1,000 books a month, then you've paid a penny a book. That's when it's going to make, you know, sense. But whatever. But as part of their subscription, they can read it. Obviously, I have issues with I have issues with KU because it's exclusive. Like, oh, you know what? I might not be able to put it in Kindle Unlimited because it might be in Kobo Plus. I need to check that. See if I can get it out of Kobo Plus or whatever. But so I might not be able to put it in KU. But Kobo Plus is a subscription, but it doesn't require authors to be exclusive. There's Krista. Hi, Krista. So anyway, then on my personal update, part of it obvious is that I've only written 850 words in the past week. It's good to see you, Krista. How are you? And there's a delay, so it'll be like 5 seconds before you even hear me. Then personal news, Selena started coughing again. So I took her to the vet, and they did the x-ray, and they also did a blood test, and she does not have heartworm, which I knew she wouldn't. I knew she didn't have heartworm. But yeah, it's cold here too, Krista. It got warm, really warm. It was like 60 degrees 3 days ago, 3 days ago. And today the temperature, well, actually 24 hours ago, it was 53 degrees, 53 Fahrenheit. Now it is like 18 degrees Fahrenheit. And there's a wind chill. So with the wind chill, it feels like negative something or other. So it's ugly. It's ugly out there. And it started snowing. And the guy next door had a couple guys up on his roof, and the snow's coming down. And the wind is hard, blowing hard, and it's frigidly cold. They're out there on the roof. Minus 51. Brr. See, I couldn't live there. I could not live where you live, Krista. And you're a brave woman for living there. I'm telling you. I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. Somebody else said, and they lived in like Minnesota or Wisconsin or somewhere, and it was minus 58 a few days ago. And I said, no, I can't do that. I would be like in the house and never leave. But I'd be like my mom and have that furnace cranked up to like 80, 90. Anyway, Selena started coughing again. So I took her to the vet and they did the blood test, like I said, and she does not have heartworm. And so they did an x-ray, or a couple of x-rays, because it was a different vet. Like you make your appointment and you got to kind of get whatever vet's on duty. And last time, whatever vet had been scheduled had to call off, and so Dr. Ramsey was down there, and he's the guy that like started the practice, and he took over because that girl had to cancel out or call off. So I went today and I thought I was probably going to get somebody different, and sure enough I get this little tiny girl who's taller than me but like this big, skinny like a stick, and she's young, and so she listened to Selena's heart, and she listened to her lungs and that, and she said she didn't like how her lungs sounded. And I went in knowing that we would have to do the x-ray, because that's what Dr. Ramsey said. We're going to have an x-ray to see if this is a problem. So the good news is her heart is fine. She does not have fluid around her heart. She does not have an enlarged heart. But she has like bronchitis, pneumonia, kind of something in her lungs, an infection, I guess, in her lungs. And they could see, I don't know what she called it because she said it so fast, but she could see spots in her lungs that, that indicated it was a lung issue. So Selena has, instead of 10 days of antibiotics, she now has 14. And she has prednisone. So we've got like 20. It's 28 of the antibiotics and 20 prednisone pills. So on my big calendar downstairs, I have AM and PM for like the next 3 weeks, because, she gets the antibiotic twice a day for 14 days. That prednisone she gets twice a day, like every 12 hours. For 5 days, and then she gets once a day for 5 days, and then she gets every other day for 5 days. So yeah, I've got it all laid out on the calendar, what days she gets medicine. But she was pretty traumatized. She recognized when I let them, I get them out, put the leashes on them, let them out of the truck, we can go over, and they smell everything and they do their business, and she was like, oh, she's shaking by the time we got to the door. No, and I thought maybe she was cold, but I think she was scared. So I had to pick her up and put her on the scale, because she won't just walk on the scale. And then they had to drag her back for the x-rays. Poor girl's traumatized. And Jasper was so bored, because Jasper just went along, because I can't imagine leaving him home alone. And when Selena goes, I don't know what's going to go on with this dog, but because he's going to have to be left home alone. And I just don't know. Maybe I should think about dealing with that. Oh, that's with the wind chill. See, I need to scroll down. Minnesota, yep. Yeah, yeah. I don't know that I've ever had to go every other day with the prednisone, but it's been a long time since I've had it too. But, anyway, so they're sleeping. Like, he's not snoring anymore, but Jasper's laying over there, and he was so upset when they took her out of the room. He was crying, and he's wanting to go. And then he was all over her when she came back, and she snapped at him because she didn't feel good. He got on her nerves pretty quick, and she was like, nah. And then he stopped. But that's what we did this afternoon as we went to the vet. But she was scared to death. poor girl. So she's down on the couch. She's already had, I waited instead of giving her the medicine as soon as we got home, because every 12 hours would have meant I'd be up at 3 in the morning giving her medicine. And I said, no. So I gave it to her at 7:30, and then I'll give it to her at 7:30 in the morning. So I'm going to try to stick with that, but I got it all laid out on the calendar. It's crazy. But that's what we did today. And then I came home and had my little crisis and wrote out my Bible verses and stuff. So I'm trying to write, oh, look, I turned that up higher. There we go. That's where we want it. We don't want it too high up. Like I couldn't even write a blog post, a writer's journal post. So I'm going to try to do that tomorrow. We haven't scheduled our live tomorrow for Longbourn Literary Society. I assume it's going to be 3 o'clock, but I don't know. And I don't know if Rose is going to be there or not, because I think Rose's husband is out of town. So it might just be me and Leanie. 12-hour stretches, yeah. You know what? Last time she was on an antibiotic, and I kind of knew in my heart that she had an infection, because when I gave her that first antibiotic last time, she went from coughing nonstop to no coughing. So I anticipate her doing the same thing now. But I just kind of knew, and I thought maybe it was her tooth, because her tooth needs to come out. But I can't. I said I can't. I can do the X-ray or I can do the tooth thing. I can't do both, and it's going to be like 3 months or 4 before I can get her. So, if you go to Burton's Babes, which is where we are now for the video, that's my reader group here on Facebook. My blog name is I call it Austin Promises. It used to be called Austin Promises. And then it's also, I've got Austin Promises / Sweet Escapes. Yeah, that's my blog, is Austin Promises. Did that make sense? I know everything's got different names. Another JAF author gave me the idea for Austin Promises. When I was setting up my website, I used to have a free WordPress blog, and they want you to name it, Oh, you're fine. You're fine. You'll get it. Burton's Babes is Facebook, my reader group on Facebook, and Austin Promises is my blog. But she gave me, because I had just gotten I Promise Too, which was my first book. It had just come out. That's a good idea. I write things. You know why? Because if you write it down, it goes into your brain better. I used to, when I was taking grad classes, I would take notes in class, and they would probably be a mess. They'd usually be a mess. I'd go home and I'd rewrite them, and then I'd go get A's on the tests. All the underclassmen, because they were a grad class for me, but they were, undergrad classes for everybody else, because I was already a grad student, and I'd skewed all the curve, and they'd get mad because I got an A on every test. Oops. So go home and rewrite your notes, and you'll get an A too. Anyway, I don't remember what I was talking about, but I'm gonna I don't know what I was talking about. I'm like totally lost. Yeah, see, it's the smartest thing to do, is rewrite your notes. I mean, it really saves you a whole bunch of headache. But that's all that's new in my world. My dog is sick. I've been having trouble writing. But I'm going to try tomorrow to do blog posts. And I don't know. I'll try. That's all I can do. Pray, and I can try. But I got my verses, so I should be good for a while. But just not a lot. I've done a lot of reading. There's an author. I'm Michelle. That's short for Michelle. It's good to see you. Welcome. I'm not sure if I said your name right, but I tried. Well, you're already a patron, so Krista. So you know, I mean, I'm not averse to people helping me, but I don't want to like, you know, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna be greedy and take your money, you know. So I guess I'm gonna say if you want to help, that's wonderful, but I don't want you to feel obligated. Okay. It's hard to say when people say, let me help you. It's hard to say. Yeah. Yes, it is special. It is. I'm just glad that it's not her heart. But she has to go back in for more x-rays again next month. I'm kind of praying that she gets so much better that we don't have to have more x-rays. But I don't know. Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm glad you joined me. Sometimes we get kind of goofy in here, and we talked about reading last week. Yeah, the tooth has to go. I 100% agree, because she's just going to keep getting infected and bothering her. You can see the roots and stuff. They said it was decaying and that. I'm like, lovely. So we shall see. We shall see. But for now, she should be good for a couple of weeks anyway, because that antibiotic should kick, you know, any infection. I actually thought that's what was causing the cough. So I'm not surprised that it was an infection, but I'm surprised it was a lung infection and not her tooth. But she was a good girl. They said she fell asleep on the tech's arm when she got her x-ray, because, you know, they lay the dog on its side, and her head was laying on the tech's arm, and then they do their x-ray. And I don't know how, I mean, she was gone back there 10, 15, 20 minutes. And then they turn her on her other side, and then they do the other side, and the tech says, she fell asleep on my arm. So as scared as she was walking away from me, she didn't want to leave me. And you know, going back there, once they got her up on that table, boy, she was like, okay, I'll lay here. But anyway. Okay, thanks, Krista. Anyway, it's been 23 or more than 23 minutes. Wow. These are getting longer. This is not as long as last week, though. It was half an hour last week. We were just yakking and yakking about books. Okay, that's fine. Oh, that's what I started to tell you. I read a bunch of books. There's this, and well, the ones I'm reading right now are historical Westerns. And there's a series of contemporary Westerns. There's an author named Shanna Hatfield, and she writes sweet romance. And I'm telling you, she is good. You know how Leanie is good with characters? This lady is good, especially in her rodeo romance series. This lady is good at showing the emotion. And there's kissing. There's a lot of kissing going on, but there's nothing beyond kissing. And she's really good. And I don't, you know, it's a good thing it was ebooks. I've gone through my book budget for the month. Let me just put it that way. I can buy no more ebooks because I went through my book budget, but that's what happened. Hi, Crystal. That's what happens when I get this way, when I get depressed, and I was fasting chocolate for 30 days. And goodies. So like no cakes, no muffins, no candy. I've got a bag of candy over there for the RWA chapter that I have managed to avoid for 30 days. But this morning after my breakfast, I had a candy bar. So I'm texting the girl who organized the fast, right? And this is before I had the candy bar, because I've been counting the days. The first 2 weeks went really easy with no chocolate, okay? No problem. This last 2 weeks has been incredibly difficult, and I've almost blown it. Oh, Timbits are good. I love Tim Hortons. So she texts me and she's like, oh, our fast ends tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, what? So I'm texting her back. What? I thought it ended yesterday. So she texted me back and said, it did. I'm sorry. I counted wrong. I was like, because I was going to cry if I had to wait 2 more days for no chocolate. I'm telling you, I've been needing it. So after my breakfast, a little while after, I had a Snickers bar. A couple of weeks ago, my sister-in-law brought me a Snickers bar. She bought right before we had that big snow and the cold thing. I don't remember exactly when, because the driveway wasn't shoveled. So it was probably after the big snow where I shoveled and before that nasty, bitter cold. She brought me a loaf of bread because I needed a loaf of bread, and she happened to be in the area and I wasn't going to go out. So, and she brought me a candy bar, and I put it in a container, because everything in my kitchen cupboards is in containers, plastic, like Tupperware and containers like that, because I have mice. I have mice that I can hear sometimes in the walls. Okay. So I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of these, but, I tucked that candy bar in one of those Rubbermaid or one of those Tupperware containers. And after my breakfast this morning, I ate it. And then when I went to get hot dogs to put the dog pills in, I got blueberry muffins, and I ate 4 blueberry muffins tonight. So I will probably be sitting up. I want to eat like 6 Tums when I go to bed, because I will probably end up sleeping sitting up. I've had traps. Well, I don't do dead things. So I put poison out, and she's like, you need to lose poison, because I've got what Walmart sells is like blocks of poison that the mice have to go in and they eat it, and they do, but they haven't touched it in a while. I mean, I found in my hutch where my tablecloths and cloth napkins are, there's mouse poop and stuff in there. I'm going to have to go through that. So I tucked one of those in there. I've like got them out of my kitchen mostly, except I just found that poop up at the top of the cupboard. I found mouse poop, but she said get loose poison, like bags. So I gotta go to Lowe's, which is an extra stop, and it's winter. But I'm gonna have to do it. If I go, maybe I'll go. Like, I should go to church. I've been doing online church, but I really need to go. I haven't gone. My goal was once a month in the winter, and I didn't go last month. Of course, one Sunday they canceled because it was that bitter cold and the snow, but I just didn't go. So I don't know. I can't guarantee I'll go this Sunday either. We'll see. But at least it's getting light earlier, so, you know, I might actually be able to make it out of the house. But anyway, I can go to Menards if I go down to church, or I'm going to have to run up to Lowe's up in Ashtabula, which is, it's kind of out of the way-ish, but, you know, I need to do it. I wish Walmart would carry decent stuff. They used to carry everything. They don't anymore. All right, anyhow, it's almost 30 minutes again. So I should let you guys go. So thank you. It looks like, Chris, it's just me and you again. But thank you, everybody who came, and thank you, everybody who's going to watch on YouTube. And I appreciate you, and I'll come back and look and see if there's any more comments. But thank you for coming. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.